Welcome to a brand new episode of the post game. I am your host, Davion, and I'm joined by my boy Matt,
What up?
my boy Nathan.
What up?
How we doing, y'all?
I'm good.
Oh man. Nathan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
Man, I'm doing good too. It's been a while, man. It's been like about a month since we recorded an episode. This was a busy, very busy month for me, and I think for all of us. But yeah, before we start jumping into things, the post game is now on Twitter, so you can follow at the post game on Twitter. It's at the post game Inc. On Twitter and on Instagram as well. So just go knock those out and go give us a follow there. Yeah, but before now all that stuff's done. Draft just finished. Now we're about to slide into the second wave of free agency. In about a month, I think it's June 1st. I think that's when it starts. What were some of y'all biggest takeaways from the draft?
That's a good question. Okay, I think this was the weirdest draft we've ever seen in a while.
Yeah.
Because no one knew what was going to happen
Mm-hmm.
at all. There was no guaranteed number one pick. So I think that was the biggest thing. I think this was also one of the most exciting with all the trades in the first round, all the big names going and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it was pretty good drafts, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think for me, like this is the first time, so I watched the entire first round. I watched like half of the second and up into the Saints pick actually, because we didn't have like a pick into the 6th and 7th after the second round, so I didn't watch the rest of that. But the first round, like I think every pick I found myself saying, "Oh wow, that's not a bad pick." Like none of these picks were bad at all.
There
in the
was like a
first round.
couple of suspicious ones in my opinion, but no.
Like New
I
England,
disagree.
like New
I
England.
think New England was bad.
That was a
I feel
terrible
like
pick.
I feel
Yeah.
like the Jacksonville one was kind of weird too.
I don't understand how you can say Coltrane was a good pick. That was awful.
And then Jacksonville, I don't get that one.
Jacksonville made the right choice.
Wait, who do they get?
Walker.
Hmm.
I don't like. He's not bad, but they were just going off potential basically. So I understand that.
Does
So
Aiden look a little undersized to you?
no,
No.
I thought
No, he's
I
freaking
thought
massive.
Hutchinson was going to be the first pick.
How tall is he?
Oh, 6'6".
Holy.
Let me look.
I didn't know he's that big. Pause.
Yeah, something like that. But I think the reason Walker went over Hutchinson is I think people believe like Walker can have a better ceiling than Hutchinson, I guess.
That's that.
So that was one reason. But it also was just kind of confusing too. So, because like if he just doesn't do anything and just doesn't work out, like it's just going to be such a pointless pick.
Well, I mean, like all of Jackson. Well, not all of their picks, but I mean that's Jacksonville's MO though. I mean they've always been a pointless pick type team.
That's true.
Something I do like, and I found it very interesting, was pick 8, Drake London from USC going to Atlanta. What do you think their thought was picking him?
I mean, Atlanta needs a lot, don't get me wrong, but they really had like nothing at receiver. They had, with Ridley's suspension, I think their second best receiver was a guy that played like 5 snaps or something ridiculous last year.
Worst in Green Bay.
Oh yeah,
that's
right.
Hard to beat.
Mm-hmm. And Drake London's good. Like he's very good. So I don't hate the pick for him. It's just Atlanta has so many holes. I don't think it's gonna do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was interesting for the receivers, and I think all the receivers. I mean, all three of the, Wilson, Olave, and Williams going back to back to back was pretty insane too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's funny that like, this season, this draft for the first round, we saw so many receivers go in the first round. I mean,
Exactly.
usually we'll see quarterbacks off the board, we'll see offense and defensive linemen off the board, but like receivers really took heavy throughout this first round, especially early in the first round.
Yep.
I mean, y'all being like Panthers fans, how do you like y'all's first round pick?
I thought it was great. I feel like Evan Neal or Ike Ekwonu in my opinion, should have been like the first pick of the draft, one of those guys.
Yeah.
And to get Ekwonu at 6 is just ridiculous because he's like the best run blocker in the whole like offensive line class. He is good at pass blocking, but he does have some, he can work on it obviously, but run blocking is way harder than pass blocking in the NFL. So, and he's a bully. Like he's just mean and aggressive, and that's what I love. And I think this is just a solid pick for them. Hopefully he stays healthy and he can be a potential like franchise tackle and they just don't have to worry about it anymore because that's always been Carolina's struggle. They never have a good tackle, left tackle especially. So I thought it was a great pick. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Another pick I'm gonna jump and talk about that we started talking about pre-show, but we can talk about it now. Pittsburgh at 20, Kenny Pickett. Why did we
Rookie of the year.
what?
Rookie of the
Rookie
year.
of the year.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah.
I don't
Because Nathan,
think he's gonna
you
start.
had really high hopes of Carolina drafting Kenny Pickett in the first round, right? At 6.
Yep.
Then he fell to 20. So
Still the draft.
steal of the draft. I mean, so was he the best quarterback like on the board?
By a long shot.
Granted, I mean Carolina did pick up a quarterback as well in the second round. They traded up for Matt Corral.
Third round. And it was in the third round.
Oh wow, third.
So that's even better.
He waited a while.
Yeah, I mean
Sam
they didn't have any
Howell
draft
longer.
picks. But like the thing with the QBs in this class, I don't think any of them are like horrible. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think you're gonna start any of these guys at all unless there is an injury.
Kenny
Like
Pickett
I
starting
think
day one.
there's no way.
Yes way,
Trubisky's gonna
bro.
start in Pittsburgh.
Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
It won't be long. If anything, he's going to last 2-3 games.
Listen, if he has an outstanding training camp,
Exactly.
to where he has to be starting, yes. But there's nothing like he has to be perfect to start come week 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's only and that happens for all of those rookie quarterbacks, except if you're like a number 1 pick, like a Trevor Lawrence or a Baker Mayfield, who we're going to talk about in a bit. Like, if you're not though, like, I'm not saying that he's not as good as those guys. I'm just saying that like he came later in the draft. So and they just signed Trubisky to a 2-year deal. So like he's gonna have to like start to especially signing a 2-year deal.
Yeah, and like
You don't start somebody based off of their contract status.
I understand that, but you just paid this man, so you're gonna he's gonna. I mean, coming to at the beginning of the offseason when they picked him up, he was gonna. Let's be real, he was gonna be their starter. I mean,
Yeah, because there was no way in hell they thought Kenny Pickett was going to drop the pick 20.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I don't want you to hear me and like hear me say like this about Pickett and think that I'm trashing him. No, listen. If he does start, good for him. Like he deserves it. But I just don't think it's realistic to think that he will start because of just without seeing Trubisky play or without seeing like Trubisky start and like fail. There's no hindrance to or like blank space to where he needs to be benched.
Yeah, I will say this too. Pickett has the most what's the word? Pressure for all the QBs that got drafted because he was a first round pick. Now everyone else, who knows who's the best one in this class, honestly. I think it's like a toss up. But those guys that went, 3rd through 5th, they have barely any pressure on them. And if they're good, they're good. But with these QBs, I don't think any of these guys are going to be like, oh, I don't want to say this. This is just so early, but I don't think any of these guys are going to be like elite, unless it's like something insane, like they just
Yeah.
are in the perfect fit for them. But I think they will be like quality starters. I don't think they'll be horrible. So, I mean, like the Malik Willis pick was very interesting for Tennessee, and I actually, the more I think about it, I think it's really good for Tennessee
Oh, definitely.
because Tannehill had an off year. Now there's something brewing over there. So either he's like uses this as like a fire to like fuel himself to be better, or he just doesn't do good and they start Willis.
Listen,
So
I honestly knew that they were gonna. I knew they were gonna draft a quarterback. Just because of Tannehill and like what he's looked like for the past 2 seasons. Because I think for the past 2 seasons, if we could shed blame out, he would easily get some blame. And so
yeah,
I think that's a good pick for them. You also have who else got Riddler went to or Ryder went to
Riddler.
yeah,
Atlanta.
he went to Atlanta in the third round. Right?
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter, yes. That's a good pick for them.
And so, like, what's his potential? Like, what's not potential, but what's his what do we think will happen there? Like, do we think he'll start
No.
this season at all?
No. I think they're gonna let Mariota start, and then again, injury or just underplaying, they're just gonna put in Ritter. So
I mean, we didn't talk about Corral for you guys. How do y'all feel about Corral?
I like the pick. I do like the pick, especially getting him in the third round.
Yeah.
Like he was one of the best QBs in this class. Not saying this class was amazing, like we said, but again, Darnold's not good. There's also a bunch of factors. The O-line was god awful last year, and credit Fitterer for going after like two of the best free agents, like almost two of the best free agent offensive linemen, and then drafting Aquanu. So they're going to have a completely new O-line, and it's going to be 10 times better, I think. So I would like to see how Darnold does again.
Yeah.
Just give him a second year. If he's horrible like last year, I guess give Corral a shot. Or for some reason, if they go after another guy in the second wave of free agency, I don't think they will, though. But I just kind of want to see what Darnold can do one more year. So,
Nathan, any opinion about?
I liked Corral since college.
And so, okay, so you like Corral. What is his ceiling for you? Like, what can he accomplish for Carolina?
Be a franchise quarterback.
Okay. Interesting.
So this season, if Darnold lays an egg, and if Rule lays an egg, do you go get a new head coach and do you start Corral next season? I'm at the season after.
If Rule lays an egg?
Yeah, like is it over? Like are you gonna say goodbye to the Matt Rule and Sam Darnold story?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, if they're bad this year, Matt Rule is gonna get fired, which I kind of want to happen, but I don't know. Again, I like with Carolina, they just drafted depth. Like none of their guys except for Aquanu are gonna like truly make an impact right away.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to wait. We're just gonna have to wait and see what they do with Corral. And if Corral just does way better in training camp than Darnold does, then hey, give him the starting job. But I don't think they should start him right away. I think they should give him time to just sit and develop. So
I do too. So some more trades that happened during the first round. We had AJ Brown get traded to the Eagles. How do we feel about that?
That's a big play by Philly.
Then they
I
gave
love that.
him. Then they gave him a big contract, very big
Yes,
contract.
well deserved.
Yeah, I think
Um,
Philly and the Jets had really good drafts. Um, and I think honestly, I think this puts Philly on top right now of the NFC East.
yeah, they are looking a little scary. I mean, what they got Jordan Davis at 13,
Let's not forget
right?
who's playing quarterback for him.
I was I was gonna that was
Jalen
my
Hurts.
next thing I was
Hey,
gonna bring up. I was gonna
he
bring
got him
that
in the
up, right?
playoffs. He got him to the playoffs.
But can he throw?
Hurts is not bad. Like I don't think Hurts is a bad QB.
Like out of the 32 quarterbacks in the league, where does he rank?
Like
Like in the
17.
mid
He's
15 to
mid.
20.
Mid.
But here's the thing. He had no one but Devontae Smith and Goddard. Now he has AJ
True.
Brown, Smith, Goddard. Who else? Is that it basically? I mean, if you add AJ
Jalen
Brown,
Rager.
no, we're not counting him anymore. No, but I mean, you give him like a top receiver in the league, that's going to help you tremendously with your development. So that was just one thing that was not good for him. And they were very run heavy, and I don't think they had a true running back. So
Well, they didn't use him. That's why I don't think.
that's true. They didn't use Miles Sanders either, which is kind of stupid to me. But I think Philly's going to be way better. And like that Jordan Davis was such a good pick, and getting Nakobe Dean in the 3rd round is just ridiculous to me. He was literally like the best linebacker in college last year, and he slipped, which is great for them.
All because of his size.
His size, and I think he did he get like an injury and he didn't want to get surgery for it, was like another reason why.
Honestly, I don't even know. You think I would know, but I don't know.
I think that was like one of the reasons. So
the other big first round trade was Hollywood Brown to
Arizona.
to Arizona, yeah. I think that's big,
Hollywood's
especially
mid.
with the news that came out today.
D-Hop
With
getting suspended
D-Hop
for
getting
PEDs.
suspended for 6 games for PEDs. Do we like the trade for Hollywood? Was it a trade from the Ravens because they knew they had to pay him at one point and they just wanted to cut the contract, or was it a trade because of production?
Hollywood requested a trade.
Oh, he
That's
did?
right, he did. Yes, he did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I think it worked out for both teams. I mean,
I do too.
Didn't Brown play with Kyler in college?
Yeah,
right?
he did.
So there's that connection again. And I'm not saying Kyler's been bad, but in the second half of the year, he's been very inconsistent.
I'd blame part of that on the offensive line, though.
I just blame it on the coaching, but that's a different story.
Well, yeah. Forgot you.
But again, it's another good weapon. Brown's not a bad receiver.
I don't know.
He's not amazing, but he's not bad. Now with the absence of D-Hop, that's huge.
I mean, because that moves him to the number 1, right? Because they don't have Christian Kirk, because Christian's now at Jacksonville.
Christian's in Jacksonville, so it's going to be Brown, Rondo Moore, and AJ Green, I think.
And
then James Conner. So that's not bad.
Yeah.
Didn't they draft a running back? Brees Hall? Did Brees Hall
Arizona?
go to Arizona?
No, he went to the Jets.
Yeah.
One of the running backs went to Cardinals, right?
That kid from Michigan went to
yeah, Kenneth Walker.
Seattle.
Yeah, he went to Seattle.
Went to Seattle. I don't think they drafted a running back. Here, wait, let me look. Arizona, they did not draft a running back. No.
Oh.
They didn't have many draft picks this season.
No, and then
which I just noticed. Like I forget, they didn't have a single first round.
They traded that one away. So I think they only traded a first, and then they got a 3rd back from Baltimore and Brown. So that's basically it. And then they just have like a bunch of just like low 6th, 7th round picks. So
Yeah, they had a 20 a 55th pick, and they signed a tight end out of Colorado State.
Cardinals did take a running back, Keontae Ingram.
Oh, I didn't
When?
see that. What the?
It was round 6.
Sorry, in the 6th round.
Round 6. Where did he play?
Southern Cal.
I mean, yeah, they did get rid of Edmonds, so they probably just need like another guy there.
Yeah.
But Connor's gonna get the workload again.
Like he always does. I mean, and he showed this offseason that he can. I mean, this season that he can carry that load. He played pretty well.
Mm-hmm. He played really well.
Saints today signed Tyrann Mathieu to a 3-year, $33 million deal, $18 million guaranteed. I'm very happy about that. I think we lost Marcus Williams this offseason, and we really needed like a captain on our and we lost Jenkins. First name. What's his? Janoris Jenkins.
Malcolm Jenkins.
Yeah, and so we lost him as well. So we really needed like a captain for the defense, especially in that secondary. And I think he'll be big for us.
Yeah, I think that was a good pickup. I'm surprised he was still here on the free agency this late, but
I think a lot of people were just waiting for after the draft.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, what they got him for 3 years, 30 mil, 33 mil or something?
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad.
No, that's a good deal.
I'm pretty happy about it.
You won't be happy long.
What did he say?
What did you say, Nathan?
Said you won't be happy long.
Shut up. So I'm reading something from yesterday. Mike Tomlin said Kenny Pickett certainly has a chance to be the Steelers starter on day one.
I mean, yeah, they drafted him in the first round.
Yeah. I love how they always say like the cliche thing, like the have to thing.
That's what they all say. I mean,
like, oh, we haven't talked about Nathan's guy. Sam Howell went the 5th round to the Commanders. How do you feel about that pick,
ridiculous. Nathan? Absolutely ridiculous. He should not have ever fallen that far. People look at his face. He's got that beard. He's got that haircut. He's like, oh, that's Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
He plays nothing like Baker Mayfield.
He does not.
And it's such a casual take. Oh, he's Baker Mayfield Jr. Like he's got a beard. He's 5'11". Like shut up.
So okay, because who they have right now? They have Wentz, right?
Yeah,
they have Wentz.
Yes.
They'll sit Sam Howell for a season.
Oh, you don't even think there's gonna be a battle, like a quarterback battle at all?
Well, yeah, but he ain't gonna win. I mean, I'm not dissing Sam Howell, but Carson Wentz is an okay quarterback, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Only reason Sam Howell gets in is Carson Wentz gets hurt. And, you know, Carson Wentz always misses a game.
He will miss one at least. Yeah, he definitely will. Two more names. Well, 3 more names kind of I want to talk about. Deebo Samuel, his trade offers, nothing happened. Baker.
Prima donna.
What'd you say?
Prima donna.
Well, do you know why he doesn't want to stay?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he doesn't like the role he's in.
Yeah.
And he wants to be closer to home.
Oh, I didn't know that was. I didn't know the second reason.
That was one reason. He wanted to be closer to home.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, he would want to live in San Francisco.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound too appealing.
No.
I mean, Carolina?
No, not a chance.
There's no way they're going to do that. I don't even know what they'd give up. They're going to have to give up like a
McCaffrey?
first. No, they'd give up like Robbie and like something else, like a defensive player and like a first. I mean, it'd be cool if they somehow trade for him, but there's just kind of no point.
Yeah.
Because he wants money too, so.
The dude has one good season and he thinks he's all that.
I mean, don't do that.
You're being harsh. You're being harsh.
Yeah, Deebo's been good.
He was good for them last season. For this first season, he was really good for them actually. And then he showed last year what he did.
Okay.
What are you talking about? He's the reason why they
Rookie
made the
season,
playoffs.
Yes, he was so good
his
his
rookie
rookie
season,
season.
he was okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't even
but
have
you've
1,000
seen he's
yards.
gotten better every year.
Nah, 2020 it wasn't he hurt?
Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah. Still though, I mean, like this year he was like one of the biggest reasons why San Fran was in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
he was
1,400 yards.
Yeah, he was good.
So
He played really well. Baker. Well, before I go to Baker, I don't want to talk about Baker yet. Jimmy Garoppolo. What's happening there? What do you think's gonna happen there too? Because it's been very quiet and Jimmy hasn't moved yet. Do we think he's gonna move?
well, is he supposed to get surgery?
Has he not had
Or
surgery yet?
Thought he
I
already
don't know
had
if
it.
he.
I thought
I
he
think
had
he
it.
already had it. So he's like recovering from his shoulder.
Yeah.
So I wonder if people are just kind of waiting on that, or maybe they just keep Garoppolo as a backup, but I don't think they will.
Don't think Trey Lance is just yet ready.
So Trey Lance isn't starting the season. Is that what you're saying?
He might not.
He might not, but it seems like they want to.
Yeah, they definitely want to, but I don't know if they're like you just said, Nathan, if he's ready or not.
No.
What about Baker Mayfield,
Baker Mayfield,
number 1 draft pick,
number
led
one
his
draft
team
pick.
to a playoff game, one
Led
win,
his team to the playoffs. Yep.
against the Steelers, a
Against the
broken Big
Steelers.
Ben, but it's fine.
Yep. And TikTok boys. Yep.
The TikTok boys. And then it's pretty much been a downhill decline since then. Yes, there's been injuries, but my rule is if you are on the field, you cannot complain about injuries.
Why not?
Because you shouldn't be. If you're gonna complain, then sit out. Simple.
Yeah.
Simple. But why is he still not why has he not been moved yet?
Because they picked up his 5th-year option and nobody wants to pay Baker Mayfield $19 million.
Yeah, he's just not worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, if he does get cut, which probably will happen, like he's gonna be a backup somewhere. Like maybe he could start in like 2 teams.
Seattle and
Seattle, but I kind of like Seattle what they're doing because I feel like they're just gonna roll with Geno or Drew and hope they're bad again, and then go for a better QB next year in the draft, which I think
not
is
a bad idea.
For Stroud.
Not a bad idea for them.
Tank for Stroud, am I right?
That's not a bad idea. And
so far, only
have
2 Kobe's look good next season.
But if they got Baker, they'd be a little better, but I don't know how much better.
Well, I think they would be a little bit better, but is that what they want?
No, they won't be trash.
Exactly. I also think, where was I going? Where was I going with this? Baker.
Where was we going? Baker.
I think Baker is just. So it's funny is that at the beginning of last season, I was towards the end of last season, I was like Baker. He maybe has 1 more year left in Cleveland, and then they won't pick up his and then they won't renew his contract, and so then he'll become a journeyman. But it looks like it started a little bit earlier than I thought, and I just think, well, yeah, I mean, you got a quarterback off the market. I mean, on the market like Deshaun Watson. Granted, we don't even know what he's going to do or if he's going to play this season. So I don't know if it was a good idea giving him all that money. That's not my problem. I am not a Browns fan.
Off topic. I mean, if Trevor Bauer gets 2 years, then wonder how long Deshaun's going to get. About 4 games.
I think I don't know, man. They're gonna give him. They might give him like 6 to 8. I think for Deshaun.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I just heard all this stuff where he might not even get suspended. He might get suspended next year. Like,
what?
It might not even be a full year. Like all this crazy stuff. So
it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. But no, so Baker, I think, if he doesn't go to Seattle, there's nowhere else. Maybe Houston, but does Houston want that?
No.
I mean, but this is what will happen. He will get cut after they pay him. come June 1st. No other team's gonna trade for him right now. They're just gonna wait till he gets cut, and then they're gonna pick him up.
I think a team's only gonna pick him up if they're desperate and they if there's like a significant injury or something like that. Like I feel like that's the only way. Like I genuinely don't think there's a team right now, if he was cut today, that'd be like on the phone trying to get him. I don't think there's any team. Like maybe Carolina just to have like another QB in the room, but I don't know. Like Seattle and maybe is not a bad idea. Pittsburgh, that's off the table now.
Lions?
Detroit would be kind of interesting.
He already got Jared Goff.
Well, only reason I said Detroit is because that's like that's it. There's 3 teams that are like, and they're all ifs: Houston, Detroit, and Seattle. I mean, like, there's no one else needs a quarterback. No one.
I mean, Houston might not need a quarterback. Davis Mills is pretty good.
Well, they're big ifs.
I think there's a better chance of him going to Carolina than Houston. Or another one could be interesting, the Giants, but I don't think that's going to happen either.
They haven't even picked up Daniel Jones' option yet.
No, they declined it.
Oh, he declined. Oh, he won a bag.
No, he declined. They declined it. Player can't pick up their own option.
Well, no, that's what I was talking about. That's what I thought I said. You know, Nathan.
I'm not trying to be rude or nothing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he could go to Detroit's not a bad idea. He could go.
Or are Detroit waiting till next year to get a quarterback?
That's what I think they should do.
Makes sense. They're paying Jared Goff how much money?
They've done very well in this draft, and I applaud Detroit for doing that. They did really well in this draft, and they have a lot of young talent. So I think if you just have a good quarterback, I feel like they'll be all right.
Man, I just honestly, like, I really hope Detroit does good. I mean, like, they deserve it.
They need something, bro.
They have a lot of potential this season. They have a really nice draft. So I think it's just a matter
of time, patience.
Man.
Still the Lions, though.
Yeah.
The sad truth. It is always just the Lions. But anything else before we got out here, y'all?
Do y'all have like winners and losers of the draft? I don't know if we already covered that.
Losers are Dallas. Dallas always loses.
How about this? Give me your like top 3 winners and the top 3 losers.
Winners, top 3: Jets, Ravens, and
Lions, maybe.
That's tough.
Lions.
That's tough. I like that Ravens one.
Eagles.
I like that Ravens.
Jets, Rams, Giants.
Rams.
Not Rams. I mean, not Rams. I didn't mean saying Rams. I meant to say Ravens.
Oh,
I heard the Matt. I think I heard Matt say the Rams. So yeah, Ravens.
Okay.
Losers, Patriots.
Yep.
Cardinals.
Dallas.
Cardinals is a good one.
Maybe Dallas.
How are Dallas losers? How are they losers?
Let me.
They just got like. I heard they just got guys that weren't even like that highly rated.
They had a mid draft. I won't say they're losers.
I mean, I wouldn't say the Cardinals were necessarily losers. I mean, they didn't really have many picks.
No, they traded all them picks away for freaking Hollywood Brown. What an L. That's a big L in my opinion. Losers. I'd say the Saints.
Why? Just because?
No, you traded up for Chris Olave, third best receiver on Ohio State last season. Third best receiver on Ohio State last season, bro. You trade up for it.
Okay. Here, I think the biggest winners were Baltimore, New York Jets. That's probably going to be the same. New York Jets. I'll say Detroit. I think their first 2 picks were great, and they got a lot of good depth in the rest of the draft. Biggest losers, though, Dallas, Chicago, maybe. Chicago's a weird one, though.
They didn't really have any picks, though.
They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Whoa,
that
what?
12 pick?
Hold up. What?
They had a lot of 7th rounders.
Oh yeah. But they didn't have like any early rounders.
No, they didn't have any early picks. Yeah, maybe Chicago just because they didn't get. I don't know. They just didn't do that well. Like not enough value, I think. And then yeah, probably New England. I mean, I don't know. I'm like
Sorry,
when I
Rondé.
say Cole Strange, dude, I've never heard of him in my life, and apparently he was projected in like the 3rd round. So
like he wasn't gonna be there.
exactly.
And,
Did you see?
and then they selected Caleb Alibi, not Alibi. Bailey Zapp. My bad.
Oh yeah, that's a weird one too. Getting another.
I get those
QB.
two guys mixed up. Bailey Zapp. Like why? What was the point? And
I don't know.
Rondé was trying to justify it. Like no, you can't justify that.
Like you got your franchise QB last year. He was good. So
what the quarterback draft pick? We can't justify it. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I mean, you just drafted Mac Jones.
I don't. Hey, it ain't my team. I have no idea. I mean, listen, they have something in their mind. They were a dynasty for 20 years. They know what they're doing, right?
You're right. And hey, maybe this Cole Strange dude ends up being like
a stud,
the best guard in the league, or like for the rookies, or like, or you just never hear from him again.
Exactly. Either way, he got a bag.
Yep.
But yeah, man. I think that's it for us today. I appreciate everybody listening. Hopefully we can get back on a schedule. We were all a little out of things, but we are back now. But yeah, anything else from y'all?
I don't think
Kenny
so.
Pickett, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay. Well, I have been your host, Davion.
I'm Matt.
Nathan?
Oh.
And that's Nathan. And this has been the post game. Peace.